I am not in the least bit surprised that there is a loneliness epidemic, because if the way some of y'all treat people online is in any way indicative of how you treat them in real life, it's no wonder you're lonely. Y'all are not even what we would consider, like, a decade ago, trolls and stuff. It's not the stereotypical image of a dusty, crusty incel living in his mom's basement, verbally abusing her for pizza rolls while they post hateful shit behind a Naruto avatar. No, now it's a mixture of some of y'all that have some variation of your government name in your username. Your profile picture is a real picture of you. There's pictures of you and your family and your friends and your job on your account. Which tells me that the offhand shit that you say, you're confident in it. You think that's okay. Because social media, for all that I owe to it, for all the good that social media has done, social media has given a bunch of y'all the permission to be the worst and most obnoxious versions of yourself, with little to no immediate consequences. The outright bullying, the bean soupism, chronically online takes, the range of offhand comments that you could never say to anyone in real life. Oh, and if you do face consequences, some of you have prepared for that by joining the rat race to innocence, collecting as many marginalizations as you can, and saying this as a marginalized person, as a neurodivergent person, as someone on the spectrum, as a black woman, as an indigenous woman. Collect marginalizations and put all of them in your bio, so that when you comment something crazy on Maine, and someone says, hey, what the fuck, that was so rude, you can just load one in the chamber and be like, well, actually, I'm fill in the blank of given marginalization, usually neurodivergent in nature, insert excuse, and then the playing innocent. Oh, I didn't mean it like that. You just skip all that and get to the part where you play innocent. It's like, no, everything about the tone of what you said, the emojis that you use, indicates that you meant to be hurtful. Hold on, let me go get a haircut. In the same vein, I also love those of you who saw the mental health awareness movement that came up in like 2020, 2021. And you said, oh great, a get out of jail free card. Justify my shitty behavior towards people. Because you somehow conveniently missed the part where it's not your fault what happened to you or what you have, but it is your responsibility to manage it according to your resources. Which is always met with the obvious, well, some people don't have access to therapy. We know, bean soup. Some of y'all do. Some of y'all do and just didn't go. And in my experience, you know why I think you don't go? Because somewhere along the way you did find out that therapy is not just about unpacking what people did to you and how you were hurt and like validating yourself. It's also about unpacking what you may have done to people, you may have done wrong, who you may have hurt. And that just isn't compatible with an agenda of avoiding accountability. So you just skip off into the sunset to traumatize other people with your bad behavior, feeling confident that no one can stop you. Yeah, no wonder there's a loneliness epidemic, because see, the way you act online, you can't act like that in real life. Now, the only way you know how to interact with people is this chronically online nastiness. You either act like that in real life and then are surprised Pikachu when nobody wants to be around you, or you know that because that's all you have to offer, no one is going to want to be around you because you're being actively obnoxious. So you don't engage with other people. You don't participate. And then again, are shocked Pikachu when you look around and you're alone. Yes, the cognitive decline of COVID has something to do with this. The increase in anxiety and depression because of the pandemic have something to do with this. Isolation of the pandemic has something to do with this. The fact that social media was the only way that we could interact with each other for a long time during the pandemic has something to do with this. It's an explanation and not an excuse. It's hurtful to people and I'm sick and tired of it. My rule of thumb is that if I see a comment in my comment section and it's something that if someone said that to me in real life, I would go off on them or call security. You're getting blocked. I don't care how mild you think it is, because some of y'all need to learn how to be human towards other humans again. I'm not going to sit around and wait for y'all to figure it out. Having common courtesy towards people is too much labor for you. Well, then get used to being lonely. I don't know what else to say. And as a social media creator that has to be online all the time for the time being at this point in my career, touch grass. Holy shit.